Hello, this is week 4 of Dented Shield Season 3. Well, we've already seen a week 4 game, which is my week 4 game, which is my Underworld team against Lizardmen this week. So not feeling good about this one. I'm outstrengthed in most games in this league, and Lizardmen are attacking first here. So we'll go behind them. Definitely outstrengthed by the Lizardmen here. 6 Saurus and a Croxigore in right from the start. I mean, they started low on rerolls, but they have topped up to a third one now. They are at 11 players though, so I'm going to be targeting Skinks. If I can get Skinks off the pitch, there are only 4 of them. Armour 7 and Stunty means increased chance of taking them out of the game. And also, if there's no Skinks on the pitch, they're going to really struggle to move the ball around. Start with a Blitz, which is a good start. And we'll have a quick look at the teams. I've had just one level so far actually. This thrower has taken block. Took 3 games to level, and is the only person I've had level. 1 Goblin on the bench. But I'm set up to try and stop the Skinks getting up here really early. They all set up back there, as it turns out. But yeah, I've got linemen on each wing, 2 blitzers in here, 1 behind the troll, 1 protecting the thrower, 3 goblins on the line, hoping for dodge to do some good work in this game. Then a goblin on each wing. Not many advances for the Lizardmen. There's a sidestep skink and a Bloxsaurus who also has a niggling injury. And yeah, these Lizardmen attacking this first drive, but a blitz is rolled, and I have a lineman who can reach where the ball's going to land without going for it, so that is my first move. Stand him under the ball, see if he can make a catch, and now I'm looking at 2 dice on this Saurus. Bloxsaurus is the most dangerous one. Croxigore is dangerous as well, don't know how I'm going to deal with that. Have to be careful about dodging away from it even. But that is a very good start. I knocked out Saurus before the game even starts. And they can then run on there. Try to go for it to get next to the ball. Even if this is a dropped catch, it should hopefully be causing problems with a lot of players in here, and having this skink quite heavily marked up. And I want to be a threat on both flanks, so a couple of skating forward here, and now a bit of stunty shenanigans right through the middle. Hadn't used dodge yet, so I kept going, and yeah, not a bad blitz. Dropped the catch, but that's all that lands actually, that's pretty good as well. Yeah, so this is not, when you're attacking, before you take your first turn, you do not want to be a player down with the ball quite heavily marked in your own half, and that's a way that blitzes can really turn game around. It's kind of horrible when it happens to you. That's what we've got. So I think we just have to have a bit of a tackle zone war over this ball now. There's a lot for the Lizardmen players to try and move out the way. Something that happens later on these line of scrimmage hits is the Saurus only needs 1 assist for 3 dice on the Goblin. I think these are all pushbacks this first turn. So next turn I'll just be looking to move these Goblins away and try and screen off the Saurus from where I want them, rather than try and mark them to pin them in place. But that's 10 plays 10 straight away. Skink with a casualty there. And that's a shame. That was my Goblin who dodged all the way through the line and was also on 5-star player points, so I wanted to pick something up in this game. Also have a Blitz on 5 points, I think it's this one over here. Actually, I think it might be the one who knocks out the Saurus first time. That one. Oh no, it is that one. That one over here on this wing. So throw straight forwards to get no tackle zone on the ball. So I've still got 2 there. I've got stunned bullets from there, dodging away. That gives me 2 dice on that Saurus for a knockdown. And stun is very important too, well, very useful. That frees up this lineman to come around and try and make a nuisance of himself there. And I think I'm setting up a troll blitz. Yeah, so really stupid failed, and really, it's every time you make a loner reroll, it's great if it comes off, and it's a total waste if you don't. So I also wasted my blitz. Yeah, a big reason I often don't like blitzing with big guys is you just risk losing it for the turn. This turn I didn't really have anywhere else I could have used it, so not so bad. Maybe this lineman could have hit one of these skinks. But yeah, I was going for the Croxigore because I had 2 dice on it. Troll's probably really the only player who can deal with that Croxigore, especially when it gets a bit packed like this. But yeah, Goblin surviving a 3 dice hit there. But I've still got 3 tackle zones on the ball here. And the Lizardmen haven't moved any of those yet. Go for one of them now. Is that Goblin who, yeah, dodge makes that a pushback again. It's just 1 Underworld tackle zone on the ball. I'll be trying to move that next turn. But fail pick up there, just going for a 5+, and that catching that bounce was pretty massive. Let's have a look at, yeah, because that needed a 6 and it came up, and that really completely changes what I'm going to be doing with this turn. So I was expecting to try and have to move this Saurus and then get my thrower to come in, pick the ball up of this skink as well. Or is this the one that, no, that's the one that didn't make the pickup. But now I'm just looking at, I think, just blitzing through here and trying to dodge away and just get this lineman to score this turn because he's within reach. Was he 2, 4, 6? Yeah, so 7 for the end zone. So with 2 go for it's available as well. He can go dodge around there if necessary. Don't really have anyone else available to blitz this skink away, and he's still marked anyway, so he's going to have to dodge at some point. So I thought blitzing into this skink takes him away from these 3 players if he can get at least a pushback, and then if he needs, he'll need to dodge away from this skink anyway. So, but yeah, take on the safer moves I've got first. And that does now open up this square, so if this is a knockdown, he's away and clear. Another failed really stupid, didn't try and re-roll it that time. Let's mark this skink up in case he drops the ball here. Is just a pushback, but has left himself space to get around. Makes the dodge. Needs to go for it or 2 here, and does slip. Team reroll available, and he gets right into the end zone, and that's an early lead, a very surprising one. Yeah, so game starting much better than I expected. All coming from that blitz kickoff roll, allowing me to get early pressure on the offence, and then yeah, get the ball over the line. So knocked out Saurus is back. I'd have that one injured Goblin. So it's 11 each. I've got 12 players on my squad, so I think Dave the Goblin has come in, whether he is my reserve Goblin. And yeah, Lizardmen will be hoping for a bit of a more favourable kickoff result here, I'd have thought. Extra reroll for them, that is more favourable. I am now down to 2 rerolls. Used 1 each turn so far. Really should, yeah. I mean, it's easy to say with the hindsight of seeing that the loner failed, but I really shouldn't have thrown a reroll at that first really stupid roll. Another pushback on a Goblin. A lot of those in this game. Yeah, the Goblins did do me proud on the line. We look like we're going to inevitably get a Croxigore blitz, which has that same risk of when my really stupid failed, in that you might not get your blitz this turn. Doesn't though, and goes for this blitzer. It's just a pushback, and follows up into 2 block players. So I'm going to be looking at 2 more assists on this Croxagore for 2 dice on it with block next turn. Sweltering Heat, incidentally, is the weather, and had no effect at the end of that last drive. Everyone passing their rolls. So that is 1 assist on the Croxagore. I want 1 more, which is going to be this blitzer. And then after that, I'm going to be looking at surfing this Saurus. If I can free up a blitzer here. So Croxagore's down. With a couple of assists, I'm going to be looking at a foul on it as well. So push back into that lineman. Can follow up Goblin round there for 2 dice to push this Blocksaurus, who, yeah, identified early as a big threat, was knocked out in the blitz and then surfed straight away there before getting to throw a block. Yeah, but but not hurt by that. Here I'm looking at 2 dice on this Saurus with a Goblin. So I need to make a dodge away. This Goblin has 2 dice. So with so many of the Lizardmen team way back here, it's quite easy for me to gang up on them. And that foul did nothing. Yeah, so the last Goblin I had available to throw the foul in was, yeah, marked by 3 Saurus. So I had a really difficult armor roll to try and get the Croxagore. I think could have dodged around here for it, but I was going to get a better chance of getting that Saurus hurt. So went for that one instead with 3 assists rather than the 2 on the Croxagore. So push back in there. All these players locked up. I think basically nobody could assist. There's definitely no two dice blocks for me anyway. So bad position for me. 2 Saurus holding up a lot of my team there. And yeah, looking to get the ball into a bit of a pocket here. This one maybe didn't really need that go for it. Have stood the ball right next to a Goblin, so that's, as long as I can negate assists, that's 1 dice I've got. Ball is they were trying to move protection in here with a go for it. But yeah, where it stands, I've got 2 dice with my blitzer. With, I think it needs a go for it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so go for it for 2 dice on the ball with my blitzer here. But failing that, I've got 1 dice here with this Goblin. So there's the play on the ball. Foul, go for it. So second one of the game so far. Well, for me, a couple of fouled ones for the Lizardmen last turn. That is ball carrier down. Sidestep towards my end zone. Follow up into it, and I think this develops into a big scrum for most of the rest of the half here. So Croxy got knocked down by Barry the Troll. Goblin coming in there. Thrower grabs the ball. So needed a 4 in the tackle zone, but grabbed that. And then that 1 dice block, not really going anywhere. I was looking, I had a helpful chain push on here. So Croxy got his up. Yeah, because so is this lineman, yeah, on this Croxagore, which yeah, I was looking at trying to move players out here, but actually all I was going to do with the pushback was push him onto the ball carrier, so that was kind of stupid. Glad that didn't work. Yeah, Croxigor stood up. I think I was looking at trying to push this skink away, but not realising that actually I was just going to probably put a Croxigor, a Saurus standing next to the wall. So ball carrier marked by a Saurus, who's going to be quite a lot to try and move. And now, yeah, two Saurus standing on. Oh no, throw got pushed out over there into that Saurus, and yeah, just loads of pushbacks. Lizardman player had some pretty awful block dice. Well, mostly just loads of pushbacks. They got 3 markers on the ball, 4 markers on the ball here. We'll have to somehow try and move it, clear it. And there's a knockdown, a rare knockdown for the Lizardman player so far. The Skinks are doing alright though, with their blocks. That's another knocked out Goblin. Ryan Clark Neal has a lot of knockouts, it seems. And that's a attacker down there effectively. My Blitzer's stuck in the middle of a square of players here. Yeah, I can't quite remember what I did here, but I've got yeah, 3 markers on the ball carrier. I can't really remember what I do. It was only last night, but I just can't remember how this turn went now. Yeah, so Goblin forward to be a potential scoring threat if I can get my thrower clear. What am I doing here? Okay, so clearing that skink out. That does leave me a 3+ dodge away here. So that was a big load of reroll. Double skulls rerolled into double powers, and that's a big moment with the Croxigor going out injured. I was kind of relieved to see I'd say foul dodge, but no reroll available, and drop the ball there. Yeah, I was quite relieved to see. I mean, it was only a badly hurt, so I kind of understand it, but I was relieved to not see the apothecary used on that Croxigor. That being out of the game is a real bonus for me. That's Blitzer knocked down. So it's 5-point Blitzer play I really want to score with if I can. That's 3 dice on that Goblin. So a couple of knockdowns this turn, just to push back again there. 2 tackle zones on the ball in my favour, including the troll. Just on this Goblin, which is another knockdown. And then marking my scoring threat in there. So a push. And then following up into 2 dice for my Blitzer on that Saurus. Go for the pickup there, but that is failed. And re-rolling. Still a failure. So 4+ with a re-roll 75%, but didn't come off for them there. And we're on 2 skinks on the ball. And 3 players for me. So it moves that skink away to give me that 2 dice on the Saurus. Means this lineman can assist. So knockdown on that Saurus. Should probably have. Oh, he's stunned anyway. But I was thinking at the time, annoying, failed really stupid when Barry had 3 dice on this skink. But yeah, what I was looking at with regret for where I pushed this Saurus back to. He was stunned anyway, so it didn't matter. But my Blitzer, if my Blitzer had pushed him here or here, he'd basically still be marked by this lineman next turn and wouldn't be able to do anything when he stood up. If he wasn't stunned, he'd have 3 squares of movement to put this Saurus wherever he wanted to go. But yeah, that was 3 dice to clear the last skink off of the ball. But another failed really stupid. I think it's 3 now so far. 3 in the first half. Have to go for 1 dice blitz on this skink to get it off the ball, which is a knockdown. And then grab the ball as well. Went to hide behind the troll until I remembered that the troll didn't have a tackle zone, and then dodged that blitzer away. He's the one I want to score with. So ball successfully recovered, but is marked again. So I have players down in this half. They've got a couple of dice on the ball here, I think. Another foul go for it. So neither of us had a very good time with go for it in this game. Just to push back there is pretty big. And I'm knocked down for a skink. So thrower is over there, and this, yeah, on the skink. Really, that was almost inevitable. Blitz in there. I was hoping to get this blitzer over his scoring position, dodge the goblin away to bring the ball over to it. But yeah, doing that so early with no rerolls left meant, yeah, well it was going to be a both down that I needed. This blitzer was going to be still marked by this Saurus, and failing that dodge was going to be a turnover. So I decided not to try it in the end. But what I really needed there was a straight up defender down, so I could follow up away from the Saurus. And that's, I think, asking a bit too much for that move that early in the turn. Meant I didn't want to risk losing the rest of my turn. Should have either done that later, or just straight up gone for the dodge, use my blitz elsewhere. And then this was okay. So Troll's pass really stupid. I was saying about should have dodged the goblin away to bring the ball down this way, and that's the easy play. But in a fit of madness, I thought I'd go for the more fun way of trying to throw the goblin up the pitch with the troll. So pass really stupid, failed always hungry, and the goblin escaped, dropped the ball, and it landed on that skink who called it on a 6. So much like early on in the half for me, with my lineman catching the ball in range of scoring, this skink's done exactly the same. Big difference now is no one has any rerolls left. So watching scoring threats before attempting the run in with the skink, it's a dodge and 2 go for it's to score. So 3+ with a reroll for dodge, 2 go for it's with no reroll. And falls over, finds the end zone tripwire. That is the bane of us all. And that is no score before half time. So I have very slim chances of scoring here. I think what I looked at in the end as the only real option I had was thrower, 2 go for it to grab the ball, throw it from that spot to this blitzer, who's going to need to catch it at the tackle zone because I've got no way of removing this one. Also wanting to blitz this skink away from this goblin, and then this blitzer can just about reach this goblin for a handoff to run it in. Was really the best play I had, which isn't great. Knock that skink aside. Get me 1 dice there if I want to take it. Have 2 dice on this skink with this goblin blitz. Wes grabs himself a casualty. Throw badly hurt on that skink. Throw that 1 dice at the Saurus because it's safer than the move I'm about to attempt with the ball. And now 3 players left active. So a couple of go for it's needed here, but another one failed. So this is the match of failed go for it's. And that is half time, I think. Oh, there's not another Lizardman turn, is there? No. That's half time. So 1-2 up as the kick inside, going into half time. Quite a nice position. 2 injuries as well is very helpful, just 1 for me. And knocked out Goblin comes back. So I'm still on 11 players to the Lizardmen 7, but both had a couple of sweltering heat fouls at half time, so we'll switch ends because I'm about to attack. But I've got a Skaven lineman and a Goblin out with sweltering heat, and 2 Saurus for Lizardmen, so a real rough deal there. With the Croxigor out as well, and 2 Saurus down, so down to 4 Saurus, 4 Skinks. 4 Saurus, 3 Skinks even, yeah, 7 players, 7 against 9 for this half. I'm prioritising trying to score a touchdown with this blitzer because I really want one of them to level. Throw it back here, maybe a little deeper than necessary. Cools down a little bit, but the bright sunshine is going to make it more difficult to pass. It's a really shallow kick. Was aimed at the middle, but yeah, with how deep I like to put ball retrievers back here. If I have more players available, there'll be another one around here for sort of ball coverage. I think the thrower should probably be a bit further forward than this. This is a bit over the top with trying to cover the back of the pitch. And he's got a long way forward now to try and grab this ball. But yeah, I'm set up here, so I can get 2 dice on this middle Saurus, assisting there and there. I can get 2 dice on this one with block, and then this one I'm going to dodge away from, which is why there's a Goblin watching it. And I'm going to be going for what am I going for first? I think I was looking at these 2 Goblins to assist here, and then 3 dice on this this skink. But thrower needs to come forwards first because there's a long way behind the play there. So that's the two assists in place there, and then this is my safest block with a block player. Gets the knockdown, doesn't follow up because I don't want my blitzer stuck standing next to Saurus. Go with the troll next, which is another knockdown. So troll's having a good game. Definitely a much better game than against the halflings last week. Decided to go grab the ball with this lineman here, and then because I didn't use a reroll on the pickup, went for a handoff instead. Make the dodge away there. My Goblin's dodges have been very good in this game. That's 2 assists, which makes it 3 dice on this skink. Decent chance for knockdown. And, if he can so throw a reroll at that, which ends up being a waste. But you think with 3 dice you should be able to knock down the skink. There are 2 results on each dice that will do it. Yeah, if he can grab a casualty first, I might try and score with someone else as well. Is also what I'm thinking. So making blitzes with this guy. Hit by a Saurus now, so that's the block Saurus. Oh no, that was a Goblin. Knocks down. Use of block by that Saurus. Another failed. Go for it. Trying to get a skink marking the ball. Do get one in. It's a sidestep one though, so it's going to be annoying to shift off the ball carrier. And that's my blitzer put down by a skink. One more to go. It's coming over here. Yep. So I was looking at before that. Oh, zoomed out a bit much there. So before that last skink came in, I was looking at 3 dice blitz with this guy to try and knock down the sidestep skink. Now I'm going to need to push this one away at least with this lineman, which means he's not going to be available to help screen the ball afterwards. So I kind of want to come down here, but there will be Saurus available. So I need more of a screen than is going to be available. So stand these players up to watch these ones. Have to re-roll that because that would have been a turnover. And do get the pushback on that skink. Don't want to follow up because I want his assist to make it 3 dice. Because of sidestep, it doesn't really matter where I throw the blitz from, so probably should have gone from there. But do get the knockdown with the both down. Actually, couldn't have gone from there because that skink was there. Push back for the troll. Follow up to keep those Saurus marked. Force them to throw dice if they want to become available, and I've got a goblin over here who's in a pretty safe position. But my first failed animosity roll of the season, decided to shield this side of my thrower from these skinks, because all the Saurus around here are marked, and I think that's my first failed dodge of the game, and Rylan Clark-Neal's knocked himself out again. I think has got to be my most knocked out player, possibly the most knocked out player in the league. Every match has been knocked out so far, at least once, twice in this one. So that's a blitzer down, which does free him up for me next turn, and that's a pretty massive failed dodge. That's going to go tie the ball up, force me to deal with that. So yeah, blitzer is over to there, in scoring position of 3. Still got this Saurus marked, and these ones as well. This goblin's in here stopping it just being 2 dice on the troll. So extra marker, so they can't just try and blitz away the goblin and then move the Saurus over to threaten the score. Going for a pass here, which is maybe a bit stupid with the weather how it is, but I failed on a 1 then a 2 anyway, so it wasn't that made a difference. And it's a 75% play to try and throw that ball for a star player point. Needed to go for it for so I had to reroll double skulls. Would have needed to go for it for the handoff, so I thought, why roll more dice, just roll harder ones. Yeah, so going there for, so that's my troll knocked out, which is a pretty big deal, but a stunned Saurus in return. So could have got 2 dice on the troll by knocking this, using the one who threw the block at the troll to push this goblin away. But what they were trying to achieve was free this Saurus up to go and blitz my thrower over here. So that was why they went for the 1 dice on the troll to try and make him available. But got both down and re-rolled earlier on in the turn to push this goblin away. So I'm getting myself 2 dice there, blitzing that skink away. Or just down for a knockout with the both down. 2 dice on that skink just to push back, and then stay there. 2 dice on Saurus as a pushback. It's quite risky throwing all these when I may well need a reroll for this pickup over here, but an extra body in there in case it goes wrong. And a successful pickup, which was a pleasant surprise, and running in for 2-0 and a level blitzer. So pretty successful half there. Being 2 up, Lizardmen have got time to score back, but probably not twice. My opponent reminded me I should be having orc cheerleaders up. What am I thinking? Knocked out skink back. Sweltering heat's come to an end, so all these would come back. If not, everyone would be rolling again. Knocked out troll back, which is great. Rylan Clark-Neal still knocked out. These guys are coming back because it's cooled down a bit. So I'm on 10 players with the knockout and the badly hurt. Lizardmen are on 9 with the Croxigore and Skink both badly hurt. So 5 turns for the Lizardmen to try and get one back. And I'm going a bit more compact this time. I think, being as outnumbered as I am, I probably still should have spread out, because the Lizardman coach can put skinks up here and just get them forward really quickly, which I should be looking for, really. But yeah, all the 3 skinks left on the pitch are all deployed back here, so I don't need to worry about the wings so much yet. I just need to see where their attack's coming from and then try and defend that position. Quick snap for the Lizardmen. They have this time got 3 dice. If they start here and just work along the line, they've got 3 dice on all these goblins. They've got the Blocksaurus ready to blitz somebody. Should maybe be this lineman who's looking a likely target. So shallow kick means the skinks will be running forwards towards the ball. So knocked out Goblin. So 3 dice doing the trick there. Another one here to go watch the path to the ball for me. Another tackle zone on the ball. This one will probably come get the pick up shortly. So just to push back on that one. And then following up takes away the 3rd dice here, but doesn't need it that time. That's just a knockdown. But no armor break, and the blitz is on that lineman, which is pushback rerolled from double skulls. Skink grabs the ball and over to me. I remember making another really stupid, which I again shouldn't have re-rolled, which again is also easy to say. So I've tried 3 loner re-rolls in this match so far. Only one of them's come off, but I was trying to blitz at this guy and then get some markers in on the ball. Thought it was important enough to try the re-roll with 2 left still as well. That was me being stupid. My intention was to move my blitzer over here. I instead clicked on my lineman, who couldn't get through that way because my players are in the way, and I was doing my stupid double clicking again. So this lineman was trying to dodge through there, and failed the dodge roll. Already used a reroll, of course, on the really stupid. But yeah, me being careless, clicked on the wrong player and then moved them over there. It makes for a very short turn of no actions. And the Lizardmen can move the ball down here behind a pretty tough screen. 2 Saurus here, a couple of skinks available as well to make it harder to get into. But one of the things I was looking forward to about this team that I thought would be quite fun is cage diving with goblins. So I'm going to be looking at ways to get 1 dice on the ball with a goblin just dodging into here and blitzing. First, that's a couple of goblin pushbacks. Trial with no tackle zone means this Saurus can come through unhindered. Go for a blitz on my thrower, which is a both down. But both have block, so no problem there. Another failed, really stupid. Let that one go. But I can get 2 dice on this Saurus with this blitzer, so well worth taking, using a couple of players for. Using block there to put that one down, and that's another injury. So that's a miss next game Saurus, but Apothecary couldn't help with basically the same role. So Saurus out for their next game. And now looking at 2 dice on this Saurus as well, so using a couple of goblins here. 2 dice with my block thrower just to push back, and now I've got this goblin to come and pull off some nonsense here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 6 for the 1 dice blitz. Want to go from there rather than there because this Saurus can still assist. I was hoping to have enough players to mark this Saurus out and blitz from here. So thought I'd kind of run out of players to be able to do it this turn, but then realised this skink was marked by this lineman. So could come in from this square and blitz for 1 dice on the ball. It's 1 in 6 of knocking him down safely. Both down would also knock him down unsafely, but didn't want to follow up there because I didn't want to stand by the Saurus, so it's just an easy 3 dice to clear this guy off. Has to use the blitz there to do it. Only a pushback, but it means that's a surf as well. Surf is available. And ball carrier is cleared off, and that's pushback off the pitch for now an unhindered touchdown. I think. I don't think they risk any more moves. Oh, they do. Move that Saurus over. They go for this lineman maybe. I think no tackle zone on my troll means I think this can be 3 dice on this lineman. But 3 pushbacks. It kind of encapsulates the Lizardmen players' dice for the whole game, and that touchdown is run in for 2-1. with I think 2 turns left, so it's time for me to go for one more. Yeah, 3 injuries is definitely the best haul I've had, and I'm shocked it came against Lizardmen. Without that much in return. Neither of those knockouts come back though. So down on players, so I'm on 9, Lizardmen on 8, so I'm still outnumbering them even only with 9 players. What I've got, so I've got this this blitzer who's had a touchdown and casualty in this game, having a really good one. I'd like to get this blitzer off the mark. I think I've got a 2-point goblin somewhere now who injured a skink in this game. But I think I'm going to be looking for a quick push down this flank, probably with this blitzer trying to score. Yeah, which is why that one's over there. This one's going to watch my back a bit in case there are any skinks trying to come through at the ball. And cover that gap as well, so Saurus can't just run straight through to it. Push the throwers a bit further forwards. Going to look for, get the ball to that blitzer quickly. But we get a riot for a lost turn, which means I've now only got 1 turn. And will not be scoring because there's no setup for that. Bad game for Really Stupid, but otherwise very good game for my troll. A lot of knockdowns, injured the Croxagore. Yeah, not bad at all. So instead going for 3 dice with this blitzer on this Saurus, because he's not going to be getting a touchdown. Gets a knockdown, but I don't think for any effect. No, not even a stun. And here I'm just looking to protect my troll, so there's no... I think the only block I'm leaving them is a Saurus on a troll, but they're going to struggle to get assists. We'll have to move a goblin out of the way first. And this lineman here to receive a pass for just a star player point, little vanity pass. Yeah, got it on target, was pass, and then made the pass. So Lizardmen choosing to blitz with this guy who needed to go for it. Could have used this block player to come over here and make that. Then this one could have come in, and that one, and this one had 2 dice. But yeah, risk to go for it first rather than using the block one, but just to push back on the troll anyway. And that is how we end it. So 2 wins in 2. We'll forget about the 2 defeats before that. But yeah, starting to enjoy this team a bit more, especially after that game last night. It was a really fun one to play in. Got away with a lot of bad block dice from the Lizardman coach. That blitzer had a really good game, picked up MVP as well for 10 star player points total, and is now only 1 point away from a next level. So I'll be hopeful next time he can tick over 16 and pick up another level. Took Mighty Blow as his advance, so, and I'm playing Norse next. So Mighty Blow against armor value 7. I think doubles the chances of an armor break, just with that +1, because instead of needing to roll 8 on 2d6, you need to roll 7 on 2d6 to break armor. So I'm hopeful we can pick up a casualty next time and then level again, which is nice. This MVP also leveled as a skink who's on 2 points. I believe took sidestep, but yeah, that's how we go. So a lot of these armor breaks were on Saurus as well, so it's not like I can say, oh, I was just taking skinks all the time. I found the skinks quite difficult to deal with. We dodge a bit more of the ball. Was out definitely. That's surprising actually, because the amount of pushbacks there were. I'm really surprised there were that many of my players knocked over, and it must have just been, a really poor return on armor breaks for those ones that did get through. And I think I was probably just doing more running away than actually blocking. With all the strength 4 that was on the pitch on the other team, that's probably not that surprising. I never really look at this second page. Yeah, that's not bad at all really. Only 1 casualty is great, and it was only a badly hurt. Yeah, star player points was a decent haul. That's this easily the most star player points I've had in the game. And the first time only the second time I've had any casualties at all in a game. The other one was only one. Yeah, but 3 casualties this time was good. The old dice. Not sure there's much to complain about there. I read a post on I think it's on the Blood Bowl community on Facebook the other day about someone saying about how they didn't mind sort of bad dice when I had a lot more ones actually. I was throwing a lot more dice as well. But yeah, go for it's were quite poor for both of us. And sorry, digressing again. But yeah, saying they didn't mind bad dice on the tabletop, but when it's an online game, they feel like they're being screwed over by a random number generator. And I think there's probably something in that if you've thrown the cubes yourself and they keep landing on ones, it's easier to laugh off than a program doing it to you. But no, I did want to look at this. Wasn't bad. I don't really remember many or any turnovers from blocks. But yeah, loads of pushbacks was the key thing, and loads of these were on goblins. But still knocked a lot of players over. So yeah, still outblocked me, which I'm really surprised to see, because it felt in the game like every block was just awful for Lizardmen. A couple of double skulls there, the skull and a 1 dice, all re-rolled. Yeah, that was our game. Other game this week we haven't seen yet. We watched that one. We just watched that one. This game had happened before we saw the halfling one, so this was the other one. So this was North against Kemri, which ended 2-1. Loads of casualties on the North team, including this lineman down to movement 5 who levelled and is missing the next game. The Kemri went up to 4 Tomb Guardians before this game, which I think played a big part in these 6 injuries inflicted. Upside for me on this is that I'm playing this Norse team next, and they're not in good shape after this game. I think they're going to have to take a journeyman and have a lineman and an Whirler missing the match. A whole bunch of star player points here. It's the Kemri and the Chaos Dwarf teams really running away with it at the moment, and they're playing soon. It is those two at the top. Shocked to find myself in third, but I'm the third team to get as far as 2 wins is the reason. Everyone else has sort of won one game and struggled in the others. Got a couple of draws in there as well. Actually, this draw was against obviously only 2 teams that have drawn in the league drew against each other. Shouldn't need to point that out to myself. But yeah, this is next week's game. So I have that North team next, who are going to have. I think once they've got a journeyman, we'll have sort of that window between 50 and 100 in inducements. So probably we'll just take a Bloodwiser keg. But yeah, 3 players out missing the game. So this throws on a missing next game. That MVP lineman who's got -1 movement has taken Dauntless, but is missing the game, and there's a -1 agility of Whirler also missing the game. I don't know that Whirlers really need agility, so and all 5 points so close to levelling, I'd probably be keeping it as well. And not being able to afford to replace it either. I think if it hasn't levelled by the time, if I was in this position, if it hadn't levelled by the time I could afford a new one, I might fire it for another. But I'd also think, I just don't really want to use an off-wearerless agility. It's probably fine. We'll see. Right, so 2 tackle linemen are going to be things I need to look out for. The Yeti's going to be a lot to deal with. Hasn't got a casualty yet. So even Barry the Troll is outperforming it. I've got a Berserker. I think the Berserker's new. I think it's probably been hired since the last game. Might be a part of the reason they're on 0. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 players. So they will have a journeyman. And look like this. So I had a new goblin, Tony. Took Mighty Blow on that Blitzer. Probably, I know it's a bit cheesy, but I think I'll be looking at Claw next. In over 20 years playing this game, I've never had Mighty Blow and Claw on the same player. But but I think it's about time I did. So I think I'm going to be doing that. Yeah, and that and the block throw are still the only 2 levels. Got some other players starting to get close to that 6 points now, though, for something else. We should look at the rest of the games next week. So we've got Halflings against Chaos Dwarfs. Watch out for tackle, Halfling coach. It's horrible. It was a horrible experience playing them. But it's going to be a very tough game. I think tackle will be a real decider on how many Halflings leave the pitch in that game. This is Necromantic against Kenry, so an undead off. Where we've got Norse against Underworld, which is my game, and then the Lizardmen team we just saw playing the other Norse teams, so both of us go on to Norse teams. But the game I've got my eye on is the week after, when the top 2, we can see if they've both won 5 from 5 by the time they meet, but that'll be Kenry against Chaos Dwarfs. I want to try and watch that one live. Might consider trying to record it live as well, see if we can actually get a full game as it happens up in the playlist, because that's going to be a big game this season. That's going to, I think, probably decide who finishes top of the leaderboard. Which does look like this. Again, shocked to be 3rd at the moment. I thought I was going to be in the bottom half playoffs come the end, and could still be, of course. I've still got 3 tough games to play. But yeah, I kind of thought I wouldn't have to play either of these teams again, but it looks like I might have to at the moment. So we'll have to steel myself for that. But yeah, we'll come back with my game against Norse next week, and we'll pick another one to look at as well. Should it be time to do that, and we will see you then.